Champions League semi-final game between PSG and Bayern Munich. A Champions League semi-final worthy of a final. Defending champions PSG taking on one of the best and the most consistent team in the Champions League this season, Bayern Munich. Well, it is a showdown, but not a final showdown, just the semi-final showdown. It's going to be a two-legged affair, but we're going to talk about the first leg happening at the Parc des Princes on Tuesday. So let's talk about this game. These are two attacking sides. These are two ultra-attacking sides. So this is a game that can produce 5-5, 6-6 based on the kind of attacking strength that they both have and the defensive frailty. Both of them have good attack, both of them have. So what are we expecting here? Go first.
Well, literally, it's normal for anyone to expect a goal campaign, but with the little I've seen about Bayern Munich, I don't think they would want to approach the game the way they approached Madrid. Because against Madrid, they felt they could attack Madrid, and they forgot Madrid need just few chances to score goals. So it was maybe later in the second half that they decided that, okay, fine, let's calm the tempo. So maybe we are going to see a game whereby two teams will just look out for each other and try to get one or two goals, and not thinking we can outscore our opponents.
A conservative game. Is that what you think is going to happen here?
No, I don't think it's going to be conservative, because if you look at Bayern Munich, they side that they score goals no matter the opponent, young, old, Madrid, Barca, they will score you. I think the only thing is their defense. Their defense has been the issue all season long. I think that's the same thing for Bayern Munich as well. Yeah, attack wise, they score goals. They score you goals. Kvaratskhelia, they've got Dembele, they've got Dewey. These guys will score you goals, but defensively they are susceptible to attacks as well. So I think that's the issue. It's all about who can outscore each other in the first half, in the first leg. Who can outscore each other? Can Bayern Munich outscore Paris Saint-Germain? Let's not forget they already met in the big phase already, and Bayern Munich won 2-1. That's why the fact that Bayern were reduced to 10 men, they still held on for a 2-1 win. And Luis Enrique also said something that Bayern Munich, one of the sides he likes this season, has to be Bayern Munich. They score goals, and for Luis Enrique, he's not this type of coach that defends. He won't defend no matter what is happening. He won't defend. He will always continue. We want to continue scoring goals, even no matter the scoreline. So both managers would definitely want.
Does it help that Bayern Munich have wrapped up the league title? I mean, we saw Company practically use the second 11, including the goalkeeper. I mean, we even want people rest player, they don't rest goalkeeper. Okay. But we saw even rest the goalkeeper, during the weekend. Almost lost, but eventually made a comeback. So, does it help the fact that practically these two teams, all they have to think about when it comes to major trophy, apart from cup, all they have to think about, and for PSG also, they are practically wrapped up the French Ligue 1 title. Lens, somehow have washed out of the title race. So does it help that they both have practically only to focus on this game?
Yeah, it's very good one for both teams, honestly, because if you look at over the weekend, during that time when they were losing 3-0, then I can said something after full time that they all got a dressing down from Vincent Company. It shows that he's the type of manager that even if he wrapped up the title, he still wants you.
The way he prosecuted that game at 3-0, the kind of changes he made shows that he doesn't want to lose any game. Yeah. Because even when he was bringing I was like, what where he was? What was all the fuss about? Why are you bringing all the goals to try and salvage this game? You have won the league. You don't need this game.
So he's that type of manner that he doesn't want to lose. He wants to win. No matter how many goals you score him, he knows he has players that they'll score you goals. He has quality players, Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, Joaquin, Michael Olise. These guys, they'll score you goals. So it's very, very easy. And for Paris Saint-Germain as well, I think after the news, after what Lens did over the weekend, and by playing a 3-3 draw with Brest, they decided, well, let's go to our second team as well and play the Angers with their second team. They also won.
Destroy the Angers.
Yeah. So it's more like formalities right now for both of them in the league, and all they have to do is focus on themselves in Champions League.
Let's talk about personnel deployment. So for Bayern Munich, It feels like he has a starting 11. We're going to see Conrad Lima, Upamecano, Stanisic. I don't know why he still doesn't trust Alphonso Davies to start. He's still using Stanisic and Lima on the.
I think Stanisic gives them a much more defensive solidity.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And of course midfield, and the attack. The attack is where I want to focus on. Feels like Jamal Musiala still stays on the bench. Still going to be Luis Diaz. Still going to be Luis Diaz, Olise, and Kane.
Most likely.
Yeah.
It's going to be. One major thing I like about Bayern Munich is one edge I see them having ahead of PSG is the level of creativity they have in their team. They have a Kane that can come into the midfield,
drop deep,
turn people and pick people out. Yeah. And they have the most creative player in Europe this season, which is Olise. Someone that can dribble, that can pinpoint passes, and
can also finish himself.
He can also finish himself. You give him the chance to get to some strategic points in front of the box. That is a goal. That is a goal. So those are the few things I just feel they will be having. PSG, I love the way PSG plays too. They will try and overcrowd the midfield, try and get Hakimi behind, put ball behind people. But all the same, they have so many players that can counter each other.
And for PSG, the selection, especially up front, of course, from the back up, feels like selecting itself. But up front, it offers a bit of a dig. So they've got about 4 players, and they have to choose 3 from. They've got Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Doué, and Barcola. Gonzalo Ramos does not feature.
And the striker.
Gonzalo Ramos does not feature. Yeah, we know he's not in contention to start. It's this form.
No, they still have a French striker. Like
apart from those guys, there's Ramos and
Ramos and
Ramos.
But we know that those other 2 are.
Their start is not really big.
Short benchers. So which 3 starts of this 4?
Of course, I'll go for personally. I'll go for Dembele.
Dembele definitely no brainer.
Dembele.
Kvaratskhelia. I feel like you have to choose between Barcola and Doué. So who starts?
I love Barcola coming from the bench, so I'll stick with Doué.
So Doué, Kvaratskhelia, and Dembele. Would you go with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think for those,
because in recent times it feels like it's been Doué coming from the bench. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think Doué he hasn't really been fit, so it's more like a precaution for injury. He has not really been fit this season and also past few games as well. So he kind of comes in from the bench. But then I think he's going to start Kvaratskhelia, who in the Champions League plays better compared to when he played in the league. He has 6 goals in the league this season. And for Champions League, I think he has more than 10 or 11 goals in Champions League this season. So he's going to play Dembele, Doué, and Kvaratskhelia.
All right, so let's do the prediction now. Who gets this? At least this first leg at the Parc des Princes.
Well, for Bayern Munich, the thing is, there's no Serge Gnabry. It's out of the season. So in that midfield, you might want to bring in Jamal Musiala, who in the last 5 games has 4 goals and 4 assists and 1 goal. So it kind of looks like he's coming back into form after his injury. So I think you might use Musiala in that midfield. And Harry Kane,
Pavlovic, and then Harry Kane. I think
Olise was definitely starting.
And
Luis Diaz.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Bayern Munich 3-1 win.
3-1 win at the Parc des Princes.
Yeah. I'm going to Bayern Munich.
Wow.
Well, talking about Bayern Munich, one of the other things I love about them is they can spring up the tempo of the game and they can play slow. They can build from the back
down, they can
gradually, and that's one of the issues PSG will be having. So they can go slowly and look for opportunities to attack from the flanks. Attack from the flanks, bring in Kane to attack. So I think in terms of creativity and in terms of versatility in play, I think Bayern Munich has an edge. So I'll go for Bayern Munich. I'll go for Bayern Munich, maybe 2-1.
2-1 win. Well, both guys have said Bayern Munich to go away and win by 2-1. They do that, you can as well book Bayern Munich for a final in this year, because I don't think there will be a comeback at the Allianz Arena. So those are our predictions and analyses. Let's know what you think on the comment section.